Oh, hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining us. Hi, this is Nico Jam. And Kenrick is here early for class. Yes, Kenrick. Hi, Nicholas. Good afternoon. I see Grant is in the house. Afternoon. So is Zim Zim. Nordia is also in the house. Those of you coming on, say hi. Hi, Claudia and Tony. Or you don't figure out how to use the message yet, like myself.
No, but when they're on their phone or their PC, it will show to the right of their screen or to the bottom of their
or to
screen.
the bottom of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody, I'm yet to learn it. I am such a slow learner when it comes to these things.
Hi, Jamani's here. Hi.
Hi.
Lovely girl. Hi.
I need Tony and Rachel to show me how to use Instagram. Some person send me things on Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on my phone and I'm gonna click it to work. It doesn't come up. I have to log in. I'm like,
I need to put the app on your phone. I need to put the app on your phone because you do have an Instagram account. So
yeah, I can't get in. So guys, I don't know forward me not with the Instagram or Facebook. Can't get I get the YouTube videos, but the rest of it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's because the Instagram and Facebook are on my phone. Because I'm the one who actually uses them.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Lorna. Hi, lovely girl. Hi.
Hi, Damien.
Damien is here. Damien is new.
It looks that way. Damien Green.
Mm-hmm.
CM is not new.
Happy New Year, CM. Happy New Year. I hope you have been looking at the previous videos, or you might be lost today. Well, no, not really. But in our previous sessions, we did goal setting. How many of you actually did the goal setting? Say, yeah. How many of you did the goal setting? Hi, Sophie for Christ. Hi.
Yes, Damien says he's new. Yeah.
Oh, Damien, you're new.
Welcome to class.
Welcome, Damien. Welcome. How many of you did the goal setting? We did goal setting the first week of January.
Was it the first week or the second week?
First week, I think. We're now in this first week of February. How many of you did the goal setting and have started to do the action steps that the goal setting required? Somebody tells me what was the first. Tell Damien what was the first thing you learned about goal setting that you must do. What first thing? Somebody tell me. Unless everybody here is new.
No, Sophia. Joy. Hi, Joy.
Is early. Steven says he's early for class. Oh, Steven, you're on time.
Early is when you get there before the teacher.
Yeah. Somebody tell Damien who is new goal setting. If nobody can tell me now, I feel like I've been talking to myself. What's the first thing you learn about goal setting? We did goal setting the very first week in January because it sets the stage for the rest of the year. It does. If you don't get that, I need to look at those and get up to date.
That's CM.
That's CM. So who has been here from we started back in January? Hi ladies. Hi Hope. How you doing?
I think hi Jaman, Sophia.
Tony, don't call them out in the class.
Steven.
Oh, you know that was here that week.
They were there, man.
If you miss that, Marcia, if you miss that, hi Marcia, if you miss the videos on goal setting, you need to go back and watch the video on goal setting. We did a whole thing on goal setting. Nobody here remember goal setting?
Oh, Sophie says she answered above. She says you must have a strong desire for the goal. Yes.
So you have the strong desire. And what's the first thing you must do now? You have the strong desire. So the goal pop in your head. Oh, I want to get married. That usually pops in your head. Because usually you dream up this thing before, right? So what you must do first? You must have a strong desire. Then what you must do next? It's the next thing you must do.
You must write it down.
You must write it down, everybody. Write it. And you see? So none of them never write it down. That's why them no member. You must write it down. So the goal is to plant 100 coconut trees by March 31st, 2022. That's the first thing.
So you don't write it down using specific language.
Right. So Father Christ just says it. Write it down using specific language. So the goal is to buy a 1-bedroom apartment in St. Andrew in the Kingston 6 area by June 30, 2022. The goal, write it down. Erica, hi. Must be specific.
Right, have a time frame. That's correct, Hajman.
Right, have a time frame. So the time frame was by June or by March or right. So you must ensure the goals are SMART. SMART meaning specific. So yes, the first goal is to plant 100 coconut trees. Measurable. Measurable in that you know is 100 you must plant. Right?
So you reach 60, you don't complete the
goal.
You
don't done yet. You still have to get to 100 because that's you set the goal, not me. It must be actionable, meaning yes, you must can actually go plant them coconut tree. And what you gonna do? You gonna lease a land? You gonna go down a country because you know say your grandmother left some land down there. And you gonna go down there, go clear, you gonna do that. What is the action you need to do? Right? Must be realistic. I fling out that one day out of my goal setting. It's not realistic as far as me concerned. If me want to plant 1,000 coconut tree, as far as I'm concerned, it may not be realistic. Well, guess what? I may get to 900.
Not the 20.
Yeah.
Coconut going to have what you call that, the shooters?
Yeah.
So they'll plant themselves.
They'll plant themselves. So they say they're going to have suckers. So they're going to bear children. So they're going to plant themselves, right? And you must have a time frame, so it must be time bound. But we said something else too, and we did this from Zig Ziglar was the one who taught me goal setting. My landlord sell the place and give me notice. So me I set a current goal to find a new place to live as soon as possible. CM, that is a goal. Oh my God.
There's so many things wrong with that. Soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Not only that, what kind of place are you looking for?
Yes, CM, that goal. CM, spell out the goal properly, man. Must be specific. Write it down. Yeah, specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time bound. I say, if you want anything big, forget about realistic. The man who that dream about fly plane never that think about realistic.
What? So Sophia says you may change it to relevant. I guess relevant to you.
Relevant to you, right, Sophia? Replace realistic with relevant. Yes, relevant to you. Because I don't want to fly on a plane, so that would not be my goal, right? So I am Lana now. Yes, so the next thing Lana now is create an action plan. So what you have to do to get this coconut thing going? Maybe we have to go visit the coconut board, Tony. We have to go find out now how much coconut we can really get from the acre. We have to go check Mass John down a country to see how much land Mass John have. Check to see if the land flat. Where the water go come from for water them thing. I check if some youth in the area can plant it. Check to see where we can get the coconut suckers. All of that I go in creating the action plan. So if Christ wanted to get married, so she will have to know, check and see, put in an action plan. Where are these men I want to get married to? Them in the club, them in the bar, them set up at the bus stop,
them in church,
them on the construction site. When she narrow that down now, she might say, what age group I want? You know, some want somebody 20 to 30. If you want 20 to 30, chances are, will you find them in the church? Will you find them in the club? Will you find them on the construction site? You have to know where these age group men are. They have to have an action plan. How you going to do it now? So am I going to pull up at the club on a Friday night, dress up all shiny? What am I going to do? Am I going to carry my brother with me? I make my brother kind of break the ice and kind of, go around and make me get introduced. What is the plan? What is the plan here, guys? So you need an action. So see it. You need a 1-bedroom home apartment to buy or rent at an economical price. Is that specific? No, CM. So specific, CM, not need.
And it can be buy or rent.
Can be buy
that's two
or
different
rent.
goals.
Yeah, that's two totally different things. Now, CM, I should caution you. Nordia says a construction site. Yeah, you'll find some working men there, but they smoke ganja and then drink like a fish.
You need to look not just that much. If she needs to look for not just the men who are working on the construction site, but maybe the man who's managing the construction
Yeah, maybe that's
site.
where you need to go. The man who's managing, actual contractor, the man who owns the site.
The one who drives in there with a pickup.
Yeah, or a Benz. So CM, back to you. Build a 5-bedroom house in Jamaica. 20 million can build a 2,000 square foot house. Now, if 5-bedroom can hold a 2,000 square foot house, then yes. And I'm saying that tongue in cheek because I hear now that construction costs reach 15,000 square feet. So CM, you might want to, as Tony says, I want to buy a 1-bedroom apartment in St. Andrew for 10 million by March 30. CM, rewrite that. Is it rent or buy? Where is the place going to be? You said you want a 1. What is economical for you might not be economical for me. I might think that is chicken feed. So you have to be specific, right? So rewrite it, CM, and let us see really what you're looking. We have some 2-bedroom apartments selling through, man. 20 million. That's actually what our video of the week is. But CM, maybe you can't afford to buy one. 20 million. No, all of you looking places to rent. We did goal setting, right? Remember, there are certain problems that you're going to encounter as you become of age. When you become of age, one of the main one is where to live, how to live. The other one is how to feed yourself. So most of you will figure out how to feed yourself by getting your profession, your skill, and so on. How you live now, where you live is another goal, another thing that you need to get under your belt early. Remember, both of those are long-term problems. Long-term problems. Somewhere to live is a long-term problem. So how to eat food and take care of yourself and your children and your family is a long-term problem. It's a problem you'll have forever. As long as you're alive, right?
And the problem changes from time to time too.
It changes, right? Therefore, you cannot use short-term solutions to fix long-term problems. That's what I see some of you do. So see it. When you say it to me, I'm looking them sell the place. I'm sure you knew they were selling that place long time. Them sell the place, and you have to find somewhere now to rent. You're still using a short-term solution for a long-term problem. So next year, when this new landlord sell the place again, you still have to look at a place for rent, to live. Everybody understands what I'm talking about. So give me a thumbs up if you understand. So living somewhere is a long-term problem. Finding shelter for yourself and your children and your spouse or whoever, your mother, father, anybody who you have to take care of, is a long-term problem. But we tend to use short-term solutions to solve long-term problems. Cannot do that, guys. And that's the problem. Cannot do that. All right? See the thumbs up, them are coming.
So right. Boyfriend is a short-term solution.
Boyfriend, boy. These days, them is no solution. Anyway, mine's Sophia for Christ take me out. That's why Sophia for Christ I look for a husband.
Right, she's not looking for a
boyfriend. She's not looking for a boyfriend because she knows a boyfriend a short-term problem.
Short-term solution.
Short-term solution.
Short-term problem.
But a husband is a long-term problem. All right. Well, we're going to asset and liabilities today. Make we see if them are asset or liability in anybody's books. All right. So Tony.
Jesus says 5 ways to force yourself out of poverty.
What are they, Gigi? Gizzy? 5 ways to force yourself out of poverty. Give us the inside information on the upcoming developments on the North Coast that are hush hush. Well, I hear one coming on the North Coast, but the price going to blow you away. Over 300,000.
That's not too bad for North Coast.
Tony, some talk, some man people them think you have money.
No, but for like our returning residents, 300,000 is little bit of money for what they pay for their houses in the first world country.
This is because she has been selling pure 300. So she that's what she attacked from that position. And last I sell a $10. So therefore, I thought Gizzy was going to give me the 5 ways to force yourself out of poverty.
The first one is not to get there.
Hi, Barrington. Hi. Earn more and increase work volume.
Increase work volume?
Work volume, Gizzy? Are you serious? Wait, Gizzy, Jay, this is the first time you've been on my channel. I started don't tell nobody to increase no work volume.
I know, right? What's the work more?
I never get yourself out of poverty that way. Barrington, hi. He says hello from Montreal.
Kendrick laughs.
Kendrick is laughing. Gizzy, earn more and increase work volume. Not even earn more. It's not earn more. What is it? Earn more. So like me have to go get up out there, go work for the money. That's the way it sounds like. Is that what you want to tell me? Let's back it up and correct it. Correct it
here. See, Sophia that says increase your passive income stream.
That sounds more like it, my girl. You're at the top of the class. You have been listening. You're talking the language. Increase your passive income streams. A lot of these persons don't look like they were here.
No, I think some of them a lot of them are new.
So you guys, you have to go and look at the previous videos, right? We not teach nobody said them if you work harder. That's slavery business. We know they on that, right? Work smarter, not harder. Yeah, you can say that too. Mm-hmm. Lady Shake is what crying. What is that emoji?
Yeah,
Kendrick is also crying. Increase work. Well, so Gizzy, laugh with us right now. You're not to increase work volume. Not your personal work volume anyway, right?
I think I may have to turn it off.
What's that? Wanna? Steven says, so Tony is actually just cooking her dinner. It's in the oven and it looks like her timer is not working. So she's burning up everything in the oven right now. Invest more, Stephen Walker says. Yes, invest more, but how do you invest? That's key. You have to learn that. So we're going to do assets and liabilities coming up today, right? So don't go away. Hang around for that.
I probably should get a new stove, but I don't want to buy another liability.
So Barrington says, hey, I have a house in Doine. I want to sell. Maybe you guys can help me. Sure, Barrington. We sell houses in Doine Park all the time. So you call us. I have
a client looking for something there.
Right now, right? So 292-6776. 370-8138. Put it in the chat. You can WhatsApp us right now. So Debian says increase your skills. Yes, increase your skills, Debbie. The book that taught me that. I hope you read a book by now, guys. Richest Man in Babylon. I am thinking to go to do another book club. We did 2 of them already. And some of those persons who went into that book club jumped into our investment group. And they're moving forward and pushing forward and they're moving and shaking up things right now, right, Tony? So we may just for me to time it. It's gonna be on a Sunday. We usually announce it on our YouTube, one of our videos and so on. So listen out. So we will have the book club will come back in. Now we discuss books like Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon, and the best book. Best book is Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich, and Rich Dad Poor Dad. The advanced investment group will move on to cryptocurrencies, stocks and bonds, and real estate investing. That's the advanced group. That is if you come in the first one already. Don't jump into the second one. If you don't, never go into the first one. Because you want the knowledge and the background. All right? Remember, you have to build. You have to learn 1, 2, 3 before you learn 4, 5, 6. All right. All right, so Tony, I see you squinty.
Yeah.
You can also group source your way out of poverty. Group source. All right, Gizzy.
Gizzy also says, too, become a contractor instead of an employee.
Right. Become a contractor instead of an employee. I don't know about that. You still have to do the work.
Staffy says, can you add on to Camelot Bungalow? A garage would be nice to protect cars.
You can't add if you have the side, Staffy. You can't. But you have to have the side, enough side.
They come with sides. Thought the lots were
Them
long.
kind of long and narrow. I don't know. But you
Maybe one or two of
maybe
sides.
one or two outside. Depends on which one you got, Safi. Maybe. All right, Melissa says, good afternoon. My new neighbor is continuing a wall that separates us. How do I know the wall that is already there that she's going to continue to build is in its rightful line without a surveyor? Well,
Without a
you
survey?
should have had a survey of your properties. If there's a new property you bought, you'd have gotten a survey diagram. And you just take a tape measure and measure the pegs. Are the pegs still in place? Or you call in a surveyor. You may have to call in a survey. If you don't know how to read it like us, so we know for properties we usually have the survey diagram. We're actually looking at one today. And it has the pegs, and we have our 300-foot tape, and we get there and we find one peg that's in place, and then we usually go from there and go around the place.
Barrington wants to know what's in the oven.
What's in the oven, Tony?
I have Irish potato roasting. I have sweet potato roasting. I have some broccoli and carrots roasting, and then I had some chicken for you.
Ah, the whole shiba. The whole shiba. All right, so what's Barrington? You're in Jamaica or you're overseas? Alcas. Evening, ladies. That's a great book. Save one out of every gold coin you make. Save what? You mean save 50%? Not one.
No, I think that's the 10%.
10%. But if you're in my class, we teach you to save 50% because that's now your investment and that's what you're going to use to move forward, right? I really don't have the money right now for a survey report. You sure, Melissa? You don't have the money right now? Barter with the survey. Ask your payment plan. What you talking about, Melissa? No, you remember we talked last year, we talked about it's not lack of resources, it's lack of resourcefulness. What that mean? Forget about money. Think back in the day when your mother and father never have no money, don't them get things done? Think back in the day, the people in Africa when they have no money, people when they have money, they must survive. What them do? Think. It's not lack of resources, Melissa, it's lack of resourcefulness. Think. Don't let money block you from doing what you really need to do. Right? You can also buy, would it have a title? Depends on where it is, Melissa. Because some of the titles actually come with a survey diagram. Yeah. Some titles come with a survey diagram. You can go in the chat on nla.gov.jm. That's nla.gov.jm. Go in the chat. Give them a volume and folio for your property. And just ask the lady if that particular title comes with a survey diagram. If it comes with a survey diagram, you can just buy it online for $500. Survey diagram of all the boundaries and everything, tell you, show you. The length of the front, the length of the side, and all of that. So Gizzy says, you can also identify sustainable opportunities to increase your income. Gizzy, you sound like you're reading from a book. I want it practical. Sustainable opportunities to increase your income.
Or Gizzy, just tell us what that means in real terms.
What's the contact number for us? 876. Tony, you want to type it? 876. Oh, see it up in the chat already. 876-292-6776. 876-292-6776. And 370-8138.
Why are you reading the numbers like you don't know them?
Tony, you should tell the things on the oven. Think I can smell them. Getting burnt dinner today. So the numbers are 876-292-6776 or 876-370-8138. Safi, how can you suggest a mason on the North Coast who can build a boundary wall? These can be pricey. How can I reduce the cost? What's up, may I give you a mason? The price of the cement, but you don't have to build wall in a guys, and you can put up chain link fence. Not everybody want to build wall. Put up a chain link fence. Right? Damian Green says, live within your means. Damian, if you live within your means, you're poor. That's I wouldn't give my kids that advice. They go poor. What you do is you have to, cause I've been there, done that. Try to live within your means. You skimp. You can't even buy one pack of Milo. Buy the Milo, you put one spoon in the thing and it not taste good, and you drink the bad tasting Milo. Oh, no. I like the other one that the person said was to increase your, where is it? Something about increase your income. Something about increase your skills. Yeah, increase your skills so you can increase your passive income stream. So for Christ said it. Increase your passive income stream. So if you're living within your means, Damien, and you collect 100,000 a month, you're busy to live within your means, you know. You pay a little floor bill, a little light. Every time you walk and turn off the light, kind of want the light bill go over. Everybody, when they use a shower, you say, turn off the shower, turn off the shower, turn it down. You don't want to show the bill go up because you're busy I try cut back and I live within your means. Damien, after a while, even you get tired of it. And somebody give me a thumbs up if they agree with me. After a while, you get tired of it. You're going to the supermarket and meaning do not spend more there. You're going to the supermarket after a while, you're like, hell no. You can't buy this and you can't buy that. I tried to do that about a year or two, it just never work. So what you have to do, you have to increase your ability to earn. Focus on increasing your damn, and I understand what you mean. Do not spend more than you earn. But me no want you focus on that. I want you to focus on increasing your ability to earn. I don't want you focus on, because when you start focus on that, cutting back on this, cutting down that, at the negative side, you know, it's at the negative side. But when you increase your ability to earn, you jump on the positive side now, right? So you do this and you do everything to increase your ability to earn. Not saying you're gonna watch this side as well, but you're not skim past skim past skim. That's why today I decided to do assets and liabilities, because you have to understand what that is, how to maneuver yourselves. Because in last week's lesson, we did wealthy, we did the rich, we did the middle class, we did the poor, and I showed you some of the things. What is the main? Somebody tell me what was the main difference between the wealthy and the rich? So for Christ says, that's so true. We spend so much time skimping that we have little energy and motivation to increase our passive income streams. Exactly. You get burnout. I mean, you think about it. You get burnout. Imagine me want to jump in the mic car because somebody may worry about gas.
Yes.
I don't know. Jump in the car drop at a gas station. I'm say full of tank. I'm a god. Right? So you okay. That's yeah. So Gizzy says, what I mean by sustainable income is investing into an asset that's going to produce a sustainable amount of income. For example, renting out backhoe to a construction company for a paycheck monthly. Yes, Gizzy. So the backhoe is the asset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the paycheck monthly is the cash flow coming in that you can now use to go sit on a shark. Is like myself every Friday I eat one big steam fish. Because you're not worried about how you're going to pay for sharkies. I'm not worried about going to do any work because the money from the backhoe are coming on my account and I can go back up on sharkies and spend $3,000-$4,000 on a steam fish. Walk away and not feel it.
Or the fact that you wasted 2 hours sitting in sharkies.
Yeah, waste 2 hours and jacking away for the food. All right. Safi says, a housing development that I went to look at is trying to save money by not building a high concrete wall or development. He said it is a diamond fence. Surely this cannot be right. There's nothing that says it has to be a high concrete wall. Why you want to put yourself in a Fort Knox? There's nothing that says it must be a high concrete wall. Matter of fact, you go up on the covenant and the fence must be 4 feet high. There's nothing that says it must be a concrete wall. And as a matter of fact, Why you think it cannot be breached by a concrete wall? If them really want it, them not going at the development. Them wait till you're outside.
Not only that, you can just lean a ladder against the
Yeah,
wall.
you can lean a lot against the wall and come over the wall if them want to. Concrete wall don't mean that you are secured. No, it doesn't.
Not only that, with a concrete wall, you can't see who coming.
Yeah, you can't even see. No, concrete wall is a big illusion. Big illusion. Sophie for Christ. Wealthy have assets that generate income, the rich do what? Yes, Sophie, you were here last week. So the wealthy have assets that bring in income. That's the difference. And what's the difference between the poor and the middle class? The wealthy make their money work for them, right? What's the difference between the poor and the middle class? Poor and middle class. Tony, you have any more questions or we can jump into the lesson?
Richard's saying something. What's the best way to get in touch with you? I've been trying. You're very busy.
Yeah. WhatsApp us today though. After YouTube
we'll
Live,
see
when you
today.
see today, 876 292 6776, Richard. 876 292 6776. And the person who wanted to sell the Duane Park house, WhatsApp us 876 292 6776.
I think that's it.
All right, let's jump into the lesson. Actually, started the lesson. I'm talking about lesson already. Now, some of you gonna have a hard time wrapping your head around this. It's gonna be probably an entirely new concept for your slideshow. The poor have zero assets. The middle class have more liabilities than assets. Yes, Sophia. So the poor have zero. Them neither have assets nor liabilities. And the middle class, them have more liabilities than assets. Matter of fact, the middle class have zero assets too. They tend not to have any assets. Tend to have one house that them living and think is an asset.
No, this is actually their biggest liability.
Yeah, biggest liability. All right, so let's slideshow. All right, so I'm Claudia Davis, real estate dealer, real estate contractor, build house, all of that. Tony.
And I'm Tony Ann Dietrich, real estate agent.
All right, so we're your go-to if you want to sell a property in Jamaica. All right, so let's jump into this. So our quote of the week comes from The Richest Man in Babylon, absolute favorite book. I hope by now all of you have read it. Those of you who haven't read the book, get into the book. We will start our book club usually with this book. So even if you have read it, you can still jump into the book club because we do go through it and we talk about it and we explain and people give them opinions. So, and every time I read over this book in a book club, which is usually when I read it, I tend not to, I'm reading other books now. But every time I go back through the book, I've learned something new. Something missed me and I learned something new, right? No, the quote is from the very first thing in the book. Proper preparation is the key to our success. Our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts. Our thinking can be no wiser than our understanding. And I think this is also in my Think and Grow Rich book, quoting from this, right? What does it mean? Somebody tell me what it means. Proper preparation is the key to our success. You're not prepared to be successful, you will not be successful. You will not be wealthy. Last week we did poor, middle class, rich, and wealthy. Everybody who was here last week, when I explained to them the difference between wealthy and rich and middle class and poor, everybody wanted to be wealthy. So that's where your headspace is right now. So which means all your goals and everything should be geared towards wealth building. Not rich building or middle class building or poor building, but geared towards wealth building. So proper preparation is the key to our success. Our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts. Our thinking can be no wiser than our understanding. No, our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts, meaning if
you're not thinking it, you're not going to do it.
Yeah. And if your thinking is foolish, what's going to happen?
You're going to do foolish things.
You're going to have a foolish act. Right? Mm-hmm. And our thinking can be no wiser than our understanding. So if the teacher put up in front of you the maths problem and said, this is an equation, pan this side must equal to the right side, and you look at it and you're blank, you don't understand it, you can't even begin to think what that problem, how to solve that problem, much less to go to the board and actually solve it. Right? So it's the same thing in real life, which is why you must read the literature that has gone before you. You must talk to people who do it before you so that you learn from them error and them how them do it and whatever. That's a part of gaining, gathering your understanding. Right?
Mhm.
That's a part of it. There are some things that I saw them do on the construction site, and it's when I actually went into school in the classroom and did the theory that I understood why this was done, why it was necessary to do this, why it's necessary when I'm lining up the steel to take my 1 inch outside of that block wall. Why is it necessary? Right? But so, because I have to, our thinking can be no wiser than our understanding, right? Our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts. So when I'm on the site, my job is to oversee or oversighter. I'm pouring a foundation, I'm running around. Guys, the steel must clear the ground. The steel must clear the ground. Remember, the concrete must go underneath the steel. And I am rigid with that. Because if that concrete don't get under that steel is gonna stay on the ground and rotten. Before you know it, we have a building failure. Right? And this is something when I went to construction school and they told me, why is it that we have to do this? And we did the theory behind it, I understand it. But the average mason or whoever who don't go to that level of training don't know why. Them just see them do it. So sometimes they catch it up and sometimes they don't. You understand what I'm saying? So guys, your thinking can be no wiser than your understanding. You must understand what you're doing. So we're talking about assets and liabilities today. You must, so as we go through, open up your mind. You must have a clear understanding. What is an asset? You must have a clear understanding of what is a liability. Or acts. Your acts will be no wiser than your thoughts. So if you don't understand that, you're not going to get to the top. Preparation is the key to success. You won't succeed if you don't know the difference between an asset and a liability. All right? So who here knows what an asset is and a liability? Tell me in the chat before me even reveal it. Some of you must know because I talk about this all the time. And I started talking about it earlier too.
No answer yet.
Tony, something just slow, man. People are not going to sleep, you know. Somebody said, I bet this chicken in the oven.
Lorna is there. Remind her Barrington. Don't want no bun up chicken.
Man, it sound like it burned already.
Some it burned, but it's good, man.
You can't eat?
Yeah, man.
Would you give your husband that? Lay out that in a 4-course meal game.
You want to go in bed in peace, you'd eat it.
If you want to go, you hear that, gentlemen? You want to go to your bed in peace, you don't talk and eat it. All right, so.
Oh, here they answered.
Mm-hmm.
Debbie says, asset put money in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia for Christ said, assets put money in your pocket. Debbie Ann says, liability take money from your pocket. Kendrick says, it's something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something I pick something out.
Mm-hmm.
And Sophia Christ says, liabilities take money out of your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Meryl says, an asset brings money in, the liability takes money out. Ricardo says, assets generate income, liability is a debt. Smart, man.
All right, but is it as straightforward as that? Sometimes a debt is not a liability. All right, so Rich Dad, I first learned this concept from Rich Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, about assets. So Kiyosaki says he defines it as an asset as something that has value, produces income, or appreciates, and has a ready market. So assets put money in your pocket. So it has value, It produces income or it appreciates, right? And it have already market, meaning it can't sell back. So maybe you might have something you think is an asset that put your money in your pocket, but nobody now gonna buy it from you. Is it an asset?
Maybe not.
Is it already market? All right. For example, the three assets he focuses on are business, real estate, and paper assets. Paper assets meaning stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Stocks because of the dividends, bonds and mutual funds because of the interest. All right. So if he has said that, an asset, these are his three. You tell me before I tell you my pick of the assets. Tell me some of the things that you have right now that are assets.
Nat says a house is an asset. A car is a liability.
Nat's a house is an asset only if Nat's clarify that. When is an house an asset? When it is doing what? Must be doing something. It can't be just any old house. Not every house is an asset. And that's what I needed to wrap your heads around. When you go buy these houses and you say, oh yeah, me Claudia must buy a house because it's an asset. Robert Kiyosaki said must buy real estate because it's an asset.
But
what is it? Tell me. What must the house be doing for it to be an asset? To want to check your chat.
But your definition also says appreciates or has a ready market. Houses have ready markets.
Produces income.
Or appreciates.
Yes.
And has a ready market.
But
a house can appreciate and it has a ready market.
Yeah, but if on the liability side, it'll burn your pocket, what happens?
Yeah, but maybe
it may not be producing any income, but it'll go up on the liability side because it is now taking money out. It not, even though it have value and it is appreciating and it have already market, so it have value, yes. It'll go up in a value, yes. You have already market, can sell, yes. Produce income, no. I would dump it on the liability side because you have to go clean it. You have to go pay the light bill, the water bill, the taxes, the insurance, the mortgage,
the cleaner.
This thing I take money now. What must it be doing?
Sophia says, Happy Worker says, house bringing in an income. Sophia says, a house is an asset when it gives you income. Caroline says, generating income. Hajaman says, house pays for itself and put money into your pocket on top of it.
Thank you, Hajaman. The house must not only bring income. So yes, I have this house. I collect $1,000 a month. But out of the $1,000 that's a mortgage. I don't pay insurance yet. I don't pay the gardener yet, the property taxes yet. So I burn out another $200 doing that. Is this house still an asset? Somebody tell me. Yes or no? Is it an asset still? Is it an asset? I just explain it now what Hijaman is saying. So read back Hijaman answer.
All right.
So
the house pays for itself and put money in your pocket on top.
Right. So it is now another term that Rich that have cash flow. So cash flow in your bank account.
Right. Sophia agrees. She says not just income, but revenue from the house should exceed the cost of keeping the house.
Exactly, everybody. That is when you have an asset. Anybody disagree? Give me thumbs down. Who disagree? Now that we have explained it to you, who here think them of a house that was an asset that is them just realizing now that it is not an asset? If you're just realizing your house is not an asset, give me a thumbs up. If you're sitting here thinking, wow, I have this, no matter how much real estate you have, you might have about 40 of them, but none of them not putting no money in your pocket. All of them are burn it up.
CM says, that's not always true. This is when talking about not saying a house is an asset. If you own 3 cars as taxi, that's making money daily. They are assets. House that you live in and paying a high mortgage, that's not an asset. A house that's an Airbnb rental is.
No, it's not so cut and dry. Remember what Hijaman said. the house, bringing the income of the Airbnb. When you subtract all the expenses, if any money leave, it's an asset.
Even if it's like $100.
Yeah. There are some houses on Airbnb not bringing any extra money. Them not even breaking even. Them is liabilities.
I know, it's just like to keep the bed warm for the
Yeah,
homeowner until they come
until
back.
them come back. So therefore, we have to get the distinction in our heads. Running a taxi may be an asset for the car. If it is, after you pay the driver, pay the insurance, buy the gas, change the tires, and all of that, you have money leave to put in your pocket, then the car is an asset. That's a distinction I wanted to get before I move on.
Hajaman says, still building mine, not an asset yet.
All right, Hajaman, take money. So, everybody.
Naya says, may not be a short-term asset, but a long-term one.
No such thing.
It won't be an asset after you clear your mortgage and
no
everything.
such thing. You need to come into my book club. I go read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. So Robert Kiyosaki also taught me the asset must be an asset from day one. Mm-hmm. You must be making money from day one. So when I buy a real estate, I have to do the numbers. Will this thing cash flow positively from day one? From me get the key, I'm gonna pay the first mortgage, first property tax. Will the income exceed the expenditure? You think me I wait 10 years for that happen? Hell no. So people, if you're not talking about investment is making money now. Investment is not you buying a house and I wait 5-10 years for make money.
What if you're trying to do capital gain? No?
Tony, we're talking about cash flow.
True.
Cash flow. Because if the cash not flowing, you can't make a next investment. And if you're talking about capital gain, all you're doing is flipping house. You not invest. You're just flipping houses. If you have to look for a house every single time to buy it and flip it, no work, you give yourself work.
You are.
Isn't that work? No, we don't want that. Remember, guys, what we're teaching you want wealth, right? You don't want to be the rich. You want wealth. So if you want wealth, you're going to set up assets that bring in money every single day. And when you buy the asset today, you want the cash flow tomorrow. Not 5, 10, who said them wait for it for it come together? Not for like Hijaman I continue building. My Hijaman, you may have been better off just take the loan, build your house quick, rent out the place and start collecting money fast. You're not waiting. The cash must flow immediate. So if you do the maths, you're buying the place, mortgage 100,000, light, water, this, that, we set it up, furniture, that way you take a stock. I say, but hold on. A place that costs me $1,500 a month, you know. How much are the rent? $800. Do you have a cash flow property? Do you have an asset? No, you have a white elephant liability.
CM is saying, obviously he meant a property that's generating good income from the rental. CM. It's like, geez, the chat couldn't hold all his comments. We're sorry, CM. We're sorry.
CM is understanding asset.
Yeah, but CM understands.
CM understands. So who don't understand?
It was
So I want you to get this. If you don't get anything else that I say, get this. The asset that you're calling an asset that you're going to buy, put in your asset column. Remember, the asset is what's going to make the difference between the wealthy and the middle class and the rich and the poor. The asset that brings in. So it don't make sense you buy one bag of house and you think it's an asset. And every month you have to work hard to make up the mortgage, make up the this, make up the that. You don't have the asset. It sounds to me like it may have been better off just sell by the house, take out the capital gain and thing there and put in your bank account.
And buy one multi-unit.
No, put in your bank account and get interest. Because then you would have an asset. Because all that means that the government would take for them little interest, but you would have the interest every month. Mm-hmm. Right? So remember, guys, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. Bear that in mind when you're buying an asset, or when you're investing in an asset. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. So the asset is something that put money in your pocket. Now, also remember, you can create your own asset.
Happy Worker says over time the host builds up equity.
Somebody always come with this equity thing.
I think Happy Worker is new.
Happy Worker, what is equity? Explain to us, what does equity mean? How is equity going to help you? Who says there's going to be an equity? We might have to do equity next week.
Hajman says, so Miss D, like how we building out of pocket and don't have a mortgage, will the house be considered an asset once we finish or not?
The asset is something that put money in your pocket. If it not meeting that criteria, is a liability.
No, if this is the case, all the house is doing now is taking the cash asset from you.
Yeah. Remember, cash is an asset. So this house that you're building, you're taking this cash asset, because you could have earned interest in the cash, but you're taking this cash asset and you're putting into this building, right? You're building out a pocket. So you are working on. You working to do this. No. What's the substitution? This cash could have been here, so earning some interest. But you're going to say the interest too little. Fine, no problem. But you're coming here, so you're building. At the very least, this building needs to come together within 1 year. 6 months to 1 year. That will come together.
How long you building
and
now,
then this building, you must have projected how much is this building going to be for the rent? How much rent am I going to collect? How much is it to maintain it? You must also would have projected this cash that I'm taking out here, so 10 million. What is the return on investment? In other words, all right, I take out 10 million out of my savings, out of my mutual funds, whatever. How much is this return on this cash? It's 10 million. Is it 6%? Is it 10%? Will this building give me this 6% in return on this cash? Remember now the cash in the building, The cash is in the building, right? Which is why I don't use cash to build buildings. I use the bank loan. That way you can do it fast. You know how much is your payback per month, right? And you can now say, all right, the rent is going to be 1,000, my mortgage is 600. I'm going to pay this and that. And you can have a good idea of what your expense is going to be.
Yeah.
But the longer you taking out your cash and the longer you take into that, you're taking long to build the property. Another thing you're going to realize that you're going to run out of cash.
The cash devaluing too.
You can't.
The prices are going up.
Right. Remember, guys, if you're trying to use cash, your cash, you have to worry. You can't work hard enough, fast enough, long enough to get the cash in. If you have to take out the cash out of your pocket to do this, you're going to take longer. The cash are going to depreciate in value, like what happened in the last year when the prices of things go up. So if you have the cash, you could have buy 10 ton of steel, you only can buy 8 ton of steel now, right? So the cash in of itself are going to stifle you.
Hajman say, so they're working on the house for nearly 4 years.
Too long, Hajman. Too long.
Is it apartment complex?
No, but what you should have done, Hajman, is it don't matter what it is. It's too long. You should have just borrow the funds, build the place, get it rented out. You know much of the mortgage, you know much of that. Get moving with that.
Lenny apologizes for being late.
Oh, hi, Lenny. That's okay. We're dealing with assets and liabilities. No, I want everybody to understand. Are you fully understanding what an asset is? Anybody still don't understand? Give me a thumbs down. Waiting.
CM says, in the meanwhile, finally, I find somebody that tired for hear people chat about equity, as if that makes the house an asset. Long time I tell people, if the house now put money in your pocket, no, it ain't an asset.
Thank you. Thank you. You could have put it no better. Stop talking about equity. Equity is a theory thing in a book where them tell you about. We're going to use it though. So, and that's just what is the equity anyway? The equity is either you're gonna borrow back against it, as them tell you, or you're gonna sell it, take the difference of the funds. But quite frankly, if you just a buy and sell house, you all you do you're a trader. You just a flip house back and forth. You just a trade. Remember, we want to get wealthy people. We don't want to get rich.
And we don't want to work twice.
And we don't want to work 2 and 3 times for the same thing. At one time we are work. Right? So I need you guys, and I'm dropping down in the Jamaican language because we want to forget it. Because if we don't get it, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, you're gonna say, whoa, go on, no, go on, Miss D, no, go on, Miss D. Because in your brain, remember what I'm saying, if you don't understand, your action are foolish. Mm-hmm. Right? Because if you don't get it in your brain, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, you're still in the same position. You can't reach wealthy because you make foolish action. Because you don't understand the difference between an asset and a liability. Assets is what make the wealthy wealthy. Right? So
CM says you can only use equity to get another loan. That is more debt.
Yeah, more debt. Oh, you want, and then you might get the more debt, and you still don't have an asset. Mm-hmm. Because of the income now bringing in nothing. And then people should take the equity, go buy liability. Them take it for school fee. Them go on vacation. Them might get married. Them have somebody for bury. I saw them use equity, you know. Waste of time. All right. No, we did assets a while ago. So liability takes money out of your pocket. The truly wealthy understands this, Kiyosaki said, while everybody else will likely struggle until and unless they wrap their brains around the concept. Liability take money out of your pocket. So what are some of the things taking money out of your pocket right now? Put it in the chat.
Children.
That's a liability. Tony said children. You have any children that money in your pocket, you ball out about children.
What children? I know, but I'm responsible for the house utilities and stuff. And since we've had Xander, they all went up. So I know he's taking money in terms of utilities. Our water went up, the electricity went up, the food bill went up.
Poor Xander that didn't have enough food. Oh my God. The problem with that is that you might like we gave him macaroni and cheese and don't like that brand and never change it, and it's just a whole long history thing with him.
Not only that, we went through like 4 different types of feed until we got one he liked.
Yeah. We end up with a feed and we can't use it. So I know. So children, Tony, you're saying are a big liability.
Yeah, and if we ever start school or anything or extracurricular or one book or not yet.
Yeah. Oh my God. So now you know how I felt when I had you guys that you were a big liability. But as somebody will still so say, oh, but Tony and Rachel will become an asset down the road. You mean like 30 years down the road?
Like house mortgage.
Yeah. Oh my God. You better, which is why. All right. So you see the liability, which is why you must work for the money, guys.
Yeah.
So our liability takes money out of a pocket. Them start telling me what are some of the liabilities.
CM says Tony is honest. I like that. All right, there's a couple of questions before I start answering.
Oh, okay.
Patrick was asking you if you're building a house in Jamaica, 4-bedroom, what is the price it will cost you to build it?
Every time of the square footage. Multiply your square footage by about anywhere from 12 to 15,000 per square foot.
Mm-hmm. Lorna is saying, but Claudia, what if someone reaches the age and can't get a loan from the bank anymore, so they have to build out of pocket?
So you're not building an asset. What you building? You're building a house to live in. That's fine. If you're building a house to live in. Because if you reach your age, it's not like you reach 65. Mm-hmm. But you really should have made these investments from long time. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you just building a house to live. That's fine. So you're not talking about investment then. You're talking about building a house to live. Mm-hmm.
Somebody's asking, what is home equity? Home equity is the value of a homeowner's interest in their home.
And that's still answer the question. What does that mean?
Kin says, hello, ladies. I've been away. Nice to see you. Nice to see you
Nice to
too.
see you too.
And then they answer again. They say, in other words, it is the actual property's current market value less any liens that are attached to that property. The amount of equity in a house or its value fluctuates over time as more payments are made on the mortgage and the market forces impact the property's current price.
Right. So if you bought a property for 10 million and your mortgage was 9 million for argument's sake, while you pay down the mortgage, you may now say that you only owe the bank 7 million. And the value of the property may have gone up to 15. So the equity would now be the difference between the $15 million value and the 7 million that you owe.
But what I don't
So
understand,
that equity is supposed to be 8 million. But that's just a hairy fairy thing in your head.
because I'm thinking in my headspace, I'm like, if it's equity and that is what you owe versus what it's now worth, shouldn't that be your money cash that you get? But technically, it's a loan the bank gives you.
Exactly. This is why I don't know why people talk about equity. Because you can get it cash, but you have to sell the property. So even if the equity is $7 million, if your property is cash flowing every month, I give you 2,000-3,000 US, because by now the rate of the increase in rent gone up and all of that, whereas your mortgage stay the same. Why would you be talking about equity with that property? You continue because a cash cow, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a cash cow. Chances are you sell the property and you can't even get back a cash cow like that. Right?
Right.
Or if you're going to put a next mortgage on that property, make sure that whatever you're buying is a cash cow too with the equity. Yeah. So what else you have? You have another question?
Yes. Somebody says, Al says, took equity to build more rooms on rental property. Increase the rental income that way. Don't depend on equity, but it can be useful.
Right. Can be useful, but you have to do like what I'll do. Make sure the rent cover the mortgage, property tax, everything, and cash flow. So you must get some money in your pocket after you do all of that the work. Run up and down at the bank, get loan, build more room, do all of that. You know, must make some money in your pocket. We do all of that if you don't make money.
So you just leave it alone.
Yeah, man, leave it alone, guys. Who you do it the work for? Tony and Rachel? Where you gone? Them are gonna make money and you not make none. Come on, man. If you're gonna do the work now, you want to be paid now. Right? So remember, any more questions? Any more comments? So liability, take money out of your pocket. Tell me a liability that take money out of your pocket.
Kin says, hello ladies, I want to use some equity to purchase a second home that will be rented for profit. What do you think?
As long as you're making money. As long as when you take the equity, the mortgage that you're paying from that property, the rental property is enough to cover the entire mortgage. Right? Who is paying the first mortgage now? Is it the rental? Is it that property paying the mortgage now? The property that you're in, that you say you're taking equity from? So the property that you're taking equity from already have a mortgage. You're going to put a second mortgage on it. You're going to buy a new property. So that means to say the new property plus the current property, the rent together must cover the mortgage for both property. Plus it must cover the maintenance, the insurance, the property tax, everything. And you must put money in your pocket. That's when you have a cash flow property. Not saying that if you want to go buy, because I've bought property that don't cash flow, like land. Buy it for future development and future things. But you have some other investment that paying that.
Yeah.
Not you are work for go burn up time and effort for go. Come on. I don't understand it. So after me run up and down now, go look on land and do all of this a fight with bank and lawyer, everybody. Me not get paid. Me still have to go work for pay feet. No, get that out of your brain. Or you won't be wealthy. You're going to be poor. No, you're going to be middle class.
Lauren says she's not 65 as yet, but she just wanted to know about building out a cash if you're older. Sophia says a car loan. That's another liability.
Car loan, yeah, liability. If you not run tax and I make money, cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Nobody else said anything.
All right, we could go through them. So the wealthy focus on assets. You want to be wealthy, must focus on asset, guys. So we know the rental property with cash flow, asset. Stocks with dividends, asset. Cash with interest, asset. So when you take with the cash, you're not getting no interest, remember. So it's no longer asset. Business with shareholder payments, asset. Intellectual property is an asset. Some persons don't look at intellectual property, but I put it there. Intellectual property is a genuine asset.
And all of that is the cheapest one to create.
Yeah. So even us with the YouTube videos, you created one time, like me with you on YouTube live here now. And it always is generating some little money, $10, $20, whatever. But at one time I do the video. Mm-hmm. Chances are, if these videos still running when Xander come up, Xander can collect the money same way. Without doing anything. Right? So people who write music, who sing, all of those books, all of those, just think about it.
Robert Kiyosaki did that too. Look how many books he wrote.
Look how many big books he wrote along with other persons, and plus himself alone writing the book. He also created a education company that sells cash. Oh, next week we must show you our cash flow game. So we have a game from Robert Kiyosaki called Cash Flow. Those of you who want really understand cash flow need to go buy that game and play the game. Cash Flow. We're also used to playing games like Monopoly, which teach you for land on somebody then pay. Me is a shark with the Monopoly. Everything me land on me I buy. I'm like a shark with that one. But you those games really bring it home for you. Cause like Cash Flow, you get paid, and you usually fine. No matter whether you're a dentist, pilot, you get the big pay or the little pay, people still go bankrupt.
Yeah, it's usually the person with the minimum wage job who gets rich.
Who get rich?
Because they start out with like no debt.
No debt, little bit.
And then the first thing they buy is an asset.
Yeah.
So already they're in the positive.
They're in the positive. So guys, go buy that cash flow game 101. That's the one we have. So your rental property must have extra after you pay the expenditure. So income minus expenditure, cash flow. The stocks with the dividends, the cash with interest, your business with shareholder payments, and your intellectual property. Out of all of these, your intellectual property may be the easiest to do. Mm-hmm. With the advent of social media and digital products, I think seriously, a lot of you need to look at this one, intellectual property.
It's the easiest one to create.
Yeah, what can I create? What can I do? What am I good at that I can do and really focus on it and get it going, get it in the digital space? You create it once and you finish. Just like when we build a rental property, we build it once and then we finish. But then to actually get to building a rental property, as Aijama would tell you, it's a lot of work and whatever. But the intellectual property is actually something you can do. It's simple. Just think about what you like to do or what you can do.
Lenny says, unlike late 90s or mid 20s, it's not easy nowadays to have a rental covering both the rentals and the family mortgages. But what you have to let is not very good anymore unless you have a big disc. I think some of it is spelled autocorrect.
Autocorrect?
Yeah. But Lenny, you can create a rental that covers everything. Mm-hmm. You can.
But you have to be the contractor. Mm-hmm. So when you find, Lenny, you can't buy it ready-made because you're buying those persons' equity. They know the equity comes in. You have to be the builder, so you have to buy it. You have to be the wholesaler or the distributor or the manufacturer. No, I would say you have to be the manufacturer. You have to create the building, build it yourself. Then you find that, so let us say, so you give a contractor a bill, it might bill for 25, but if you are the contractor, you might bill for 20. Mm-hmm. That way you would have saved $5 million on your mortgage. Right. So maybe now with the rental income, it can cash flow. Right. I found that when I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, I found that to buy a ready-made house with a mortgage in Jamaica, I don't know about anywhere else. It just don't cash flow, as he said. So, which is why I went into construction. You have to build your own, right? So that's another thing that you can go learn. Jump into the hard school and go do construction. Some of you overseas, you can go night school at all of these places and go do that. So, focus on assets. What else can be an asset? Somebody put it in the chat.
Out of these?
Out of those. They're the basic ones. You have some assets that are so easy, them right beside you every day, every night.
Oh, your husband.
Who here think them husband is an asset? Does he put money in your pocket every month? Or your baby father? Like my baby fathers were assets to me, but I was a liability to them.
You know, some husbands give their wives spousal income.
Yeah. So tell me in the chat if you think a husband can be an asset.
Or wife upkeep.
Or if a wife can be an asset. Maybe the table's turning, you know.
Maybe.
Anybody think them husband or wife is an asset?
Kin says children are an asset.
At what point do they become assets? When them grow up and them giving them monthly money, yes.
Happy Worker says their furnitures are assets.
Which furniture?
I'm not sure. It just says furnitures.
How is furniture an asset? Is it putting money in your pocket?
I don't know. Maybe you have a staging business?
Explain that to me. How is furniture an asset?
Then it says UK, much more expensive. Regular income folks can't afford to buy, and land prices are catastrophic.
Tell me how furniture is an asset. And tell me some other assets that I haven't listed here. People, I wanted to put on your thinking cap. Tell me some other things that could be an asset that's not listed here. That we're all overlooking these assets. All right, so Tony has excused herself. And I'm in the chat. Husband and wife is an asset, a skill, and your career. Yes. So, Kevin, your career, your job that you go to every day, the skill that you use every day is an asset to you. So if you're a mason, which is why I'm on the site, I say, guys, don't you know that you come here every day using your hands, your eyes? Why don't you put on the safety glasses, put on the safety helmet, the gloves, and wear your hard boots? Why don't you protect your assets? Them laugh. Because them not picking up that the asset, that's the asset. Tony, I just lost the. I'm blinded here now, guys. Just lost the feed.
Oh, on YouTube?
No, I didn't lose the feed. I lose my chat. Where's the chat?
Live chat.
Your skills, yes. So your skills can be an asset. Happy Worker says, antique furniture. Tell me how that is an asset. How that put money in your pocket every month? Lenny says, I know I can do better in business and retirement if I'm in Jamaica. Home care in later year are insane in the UK. You know you can do better in business and retirement if I'm in Jamaica. Home care in later years are insane in the UK. Yes.
Home care for yourself or providing home care? Home care for yourself.
No, I'm saying can do better in business if you come here and do home care.
Oh.
Because in England, the population getting older.
Mm-hmm.
So them have to go into these places where you're going to pay your entire pension to the people to take care of you, right? So Happy Work, I want to know how antique furniture is an asset. So I agree with Kevin, a skill in your career, And yet some of you treat your job so bad. You don't see your job as an asset.
It's a liability.
You don't see it as a liability. You know, got the people them work late. No want to this, no want to that.
Not only that, you go to a job and you don't want to learn anything else.
Yeah, I was with Lati yesterday. And she said, Miss D, I love my job now. I love it now because it make me save my money. I can't buy asset. I love my job.
Never like it before.
Never like it before. So I'm gonna leave here, so I open a love on a job.
But I think with any job, you just have to look at it in a new perspective. Because sometimes the works get tiring, boring. You don't have the same energy as you had the first 10 years you were in it.
Happy work. I don't know. Antique furniture can be an asset.
Art collection on loan. Oh, rich people. When you lend your art collection to a museum and then people come and view the exhibits, you get money back.
Good. So that's art. That is an asset. That is an asset. Yes.
It's a rich person's asset. No, wealthy person's
person's asset. All right. So everybody understands construction could be an asset. What is the best course to go on? If you're in Jamaica, just go to Heart.
Best course to go on would maybe be a specific skill in construction.
Like plumbing.
Yeah, or electrical.
Or one of those. Carpentry. Or
when you get a bit more versed, you can probably do an overall construction course.
All right. So Janet says husband and wife is an asset. Is it that a question, Janet? Are you agreeing that is an asset? Your husband is an asset and put money in your pocket every month. So why you treat the man so bad?
You must treat him like an asset.
You must treat him like an asset. What is it doing, eh?
Yes.
Treat him like an asset, man. What you say? No burn up chicken around here.
No. I know the nicer you are to men is the more you get out of them.
Most definitely. I found that. So, everybody, let's hope if you rent out your car or rent out a taxi, it becomes an asset. Yes, price kill if the money that you're making is more than the expenditure. I agree. The car now becomes an asset if the money that you're spending to rent it out and all of that, more gas, more that, if the money that you're getting is more.
Right.
Then I agree. It's an asset. So we had some additional stuff that we had was art collection. If you rent out your car, your husband and your wife,
your job
is an asset. Your skill and your career, that's an asset.
What I like about the job though, it's an asset both ways. It produces cash and it produces skill.
So it's an asset. The asset that it gives you at the end of the month is cash.
And a skill.
And a skill as an asset. Right. So everybody here should love their jobs.
Yeah.
Guys, remember, so if you don't love your job, wake up tomorrow morning and say, I love my job, I love my job, I love my job.
You remember you were watching that Zig Ziglar's video and he said, ask the lady, what is it you don't like about your job? You know, tell me one thing.
Everybody go and look for that video with Zig Ziglar. It's called, I think it's Attitude. Lesson Attitude. And it's the same thing as Zig Ziglar. Till I said, God, I love my job, I love my job. And this one was complaining bitterly, so she don't like her job. Bitterly. First thing Zig Ziglar asks her, does that job pay you every month?
Yes.
So, everybody, I hope now you understand asset versus liability. You can still ask us questions. We don't wrap up until 5. Anybody don't understand? Hold on. Care homes in the UK charge an equivalent of up to 600k per month. 600k. 600k? You mean 600k? 600,000? Can't be. What? You mean $600? 600, you mean 600 pounds per month?
Or maybe 600,000 Jamaican dollars per month equivalent.
That would be like 3,000 pounds. Is that what it is? Got the pound is 200 to 1. Is that what it is? Can't be. Johnny says, Miss Davis, what do you get for Gore to say have signed up for Camelot Phase 4? You get back we got back an email to say
It's like an autoresponder.
It's an autoresponder.
That just has your whatever you had put in on the form.
Yeah.
It sends that back.
It sends it back to you. For the Camelot.
Fruit trees in your yard is an asset.
Right. Yes, I was gonna say coconut trees. So fruit trees, 4,005, then 20. Isn't this a business opportunity right here?
What, in England?
Oh dear.
Oh, out here.
So because I live in England.
Well,
4,005. So the average person getting that in pension, Kenrick, can pay that kind of money.
But I guess maybe it includes everything, healthcare, everything.
Replying to Cynthia McKenzie. Can be assets, sell the fruits. Yes. So just imagine now, you get a 1 acre land or a 2 acre land and you plant it up with some fruit trees.
Mm-hmm.
Or these days become a drink of coconut water, man. Coconut. And 5 years from now, them start to bear. Isn't that an asset?
But before 1 to 5 years is what? A liability? Because you're watering there. Okay.
You're doing all these things. Or if you have some children, set them to do
it. To put two liabilities together.
Yeah. You can also plant trees that would come in quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe soursop, sweet sap, guava, them something them, you know. Maybe come in faster.
Cash crops, the
or some
crops.
Yeah, that will come in quicker. So yes, fruit trees or an orchard of trees is an asset. I'm looking into a business on the family land, but I need investment to get it going. How do I go about getting investment as people I've asked aren't ready or cannot? Lenny, you have to put your package together. What is the cost? What it is your hope? What is the return on investment? You're not packaging it properly. What you do, you just tell them your idea. You can't do that. You tell them your dream. Have you figured out what it is you want to do? What's the cost to do it? What is the return on investment? In other words, if them spend 100 million, how much is the return on the money? Right? And remember, you can't tell small minds big ideas. Remember that, Lenny. Don't tell small minds big ideas. Them can't process it. Right? Yes, 2,000 to 3,000 sterling per month. Yo. Any profitable business with a positive cash flow is an asset. Yes. Any profitable business that you don't work in is an asset. If you have to work in it, it's not an asset, it's just a job for you. Right? Indigenous Jamaica, remember that. So any business where you are working on now, even if it's a cash flow and get some money, you have to find a way to step away so that you can now be wealthy. Remember, the wealthy have assets, but they don't physically work to get those assets. Those assets, that cash flow, that income just comes to them, but them not. Them over here so playing golf and sailing around upon the ocean and these things, right?
Right. So you think like or big developers like Matlon, Gore, Kentech, they don't work in their business.
I think they still do. Or maybe they don't have to. Maybe they just do it for the love of it.
Or maybe they're doing it because they're training the generation behind them.
Right. But maybe they don't need to work in it, but they probably still do. But by now, they would have had a whole system in place. Mm-hmm. So they don't need to really be in the business.
Day to
day. So,
like the efforts probably don't solely dependent on them at this point.
Right.
Because the company knows what it's doing.
Uh-huh. All right, anybody else have any other questions for us? From half an hour. Did you come out of our slides? Need to get back. Yeah. All right. So the wealthy focus on assets, right? Go to the slideshow first before you make it live. So you're going to go to your assets column is what you must spend time what you're to spend time building, your asset column, not your liability column. All right. So the middle class and the rich focus on liabilities. Those liabilities are utility payments, rent, mortgage, subscriptions, car loans, car maintenance, car fuel, children's school fee, lunch, medical supplies, education loan, pension plans, you name it. So, what are some of the, anybody here? Well, most persons here would probably have all of these expenses.
Yeah, you can't take away any of them really. But you
But,
should have income that creates
right.
that pays for it.
So if you working to pay all of these, you have taken on way too much liability.
I guess if 50% of your overall income is this, then you have too much.
50%. Some people have. You must see some people get paid.
I know.
them start parsley to them all have envelope, you know. I remember when I was at Island.
People don't use that word.
Them all have no nowadays them go online.
I know you have auto payments.
Yeah, and them start to okay, light bill, rent, and them start and them just divvy it out before them know it, you know, them they are 0. Mm-hmm. And them still have some more to pay, and they must say, what? I'm gone for the credit card side now. That's how you guys operating, that. So everybody, you have all of these things paying and more. What do you think? These are liabilities, them taking money out of your pocket. What you need to do is find a product or an asset. Find an asset that will generate the income to pay for these things, and you lie down in your bed.
I know I read something where you said that you're supposed to add all your liabilities, times it by 3, and then that is the income you need to be generating
every month.
All your liabilities, times it by 3, and that's what you need to be generating in income.
All right. So who think I'm talking rubbish? Let me see now.
They're agreeing with you. Then just divvy out the pay.
Indigenous says, any profitable business with a positive cash flow is an asset. Well, only if you get in a positive cash flow. When you don't work in your business, it makes it passive income, but it's an asset nevertheless. It's only an asset if you put money in your pocket. Don't call it asset if it don't put money in your pocket. Forget what them teach you at school. If you don't learn this concept, you will not be wealthy. You have to understand the difference between a liability and an asset. Those of you who weren't in the class last week, those of you who were not on YouTube live with me last week, go back to when I spoke about the wealthy, the rich, the middle class, and the poor. Go back to it, right? If you're struggling with what is an asset versus what is a liability, you are going to be poor. At the very least, you are going to be middle class. So if I cries, give me a thumbs up. Hydroman TV is what? Crying? What is he doing?
She's laughing.
She's laughing. You have to understand. Look at all of this now. Why would you carry all of this burden on your back? Me I tell you, I'm used to carry it, man.
Utilities, rent.
It's not a burden you want. You want can lie down in your bed and don't have to get up in a going on a snow or in a rain or nothing.
But when you look at this is the average of what everybody has.
That's the average. What you don't see yet is payroll plus loan, OBF financing, partner that them love to throw that them don't even get back all of their money, liability. What you not seeing up there? The baby mother money coming out.
Mm-hmm. I noticed you didn't put anything there for entertainment.
Entertainment is not there. Hairdresser is not there.
Yeah. Clothes.
So it is a lot, everybody. The richest man in Babylon teaches us that we are to only have our necessary expenses and the liability. right? So, man, children and the furniture are for liabilities. Question.
Yes, they're liabilities.
Yes, they're liabilities. All right, they are liabilities. Hey, you know, the poor and the middle class love collect furniture. I kid you not.
I think the middle class thinks their furnitures are assets.
Yeah.
I mean, as pretty as they be, they're not assets.
Yeah.
Because nobody sells used furniture for a profit.
No, and listen to me. You remember that time I said to us yesterday? She said she gave us some profound things, you know. She said, Miss D, me going to the courts, you know, man, and me I look at them pretty and them catch me eye. She said, Miss D, I tell anybody. She said, before you buy them furniture, go to a bargain center. Because that's what they're going to look like 6 months to 1 year from now. And decide if you really want to back out the money right now. The furniture places are banks, guys.
Yeah.
They're banks. Now, when the chair could have cost you, I went in there to buy what was it, a car seat for Xander?
Mm-hmm.
We backed out, what? Was it 60-something thousand for the car seat?
57,000.
57,000. When you look on the higher purchase, I was like, what the hell? So when you do the maths now, you have to say you have to pay 100 or 3 times the price for the car seat. Me, I say, oh Lord, them people that take me think me and them bank, them a bank, and me I come borrow money from them for my grandson to sit on a 1 car seat.
But you know, if you really didn't have the money, I'd have to stay over 3 months, you know, to save for it. I would not be paying higher purchase for
a car seat. The man said, no, 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. Man said, guys, so listen now. You want to be the bank. Mm-hmm. You must be the bank. Remember, you must be the bank. The money must come in your pocket. So you want to create assets. So the furniture company, they have created an asset called furniture, appliance, all of these things, and then put them in them shop. Then them create a next system called hire purchase.
I think the higher
purchase. And the higher purchase are the asset. Mm-hmm. The higher purchase. So you notice what them do? They make you pay monthly. Liquor. So guess what? Them sit down at them house look so and I watch TV.
Collect your money.
Collect that money. Liquor.
And you know, everybody tries to pay their courts bill on time simply because you want the opportunity to borrow more in the future.
But not only that. So courts will catch you again, you know, because like people like me, you know, we're going to know. I said, just give me the car seat cash. Back out my money and pay your feet and come out of the place. Mm-hmm. All right, that not enough. Them no want people like me at the store now. Them say, Claudia. The man sent me an email. Claudia can get 600,000 as a loan. You don't have to do anything. Just come and sign for the money. Hell no. So guys, this is what you're up against. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you're up against. So you must create the product. So like the courts of this world and the singers of this world and these people who sell furniture, IKEA and all of them, they have created a product called hire purchase. That's what they have done. So them now get you now for fund your thing and you pay liquor. And then, so that's for them pipeline. So you have to learn to create your own pipeline by creating your own intellectual property and your own assets, these things, mm-hmm. so that you have your pipeline, the people pipelining into you. All right? Mm-hmm. Anybody else have a comment?
Lenny says, I wanting to build a rental property, but my income is too low to get a building mortgage. I have to do it from pocket. It will take many years and maybe tears too.
Lenny,
what do you think?
Remember what we teach last week is not the lack of resources, it's the lack of resourcefulness. Let me get back here. All right. So I'll bring up back the slides I had last week. Wealthy asset mindset, action on their own, vision for the future. Them invest money in assets. Rich, money mindset, action based on others, vision done, dream about money. Middle class, liability, wait and watch. Lenny, what you doing? You wait and watching? You're dreaming about the pure liabilities. Attitude. Resources is what I want to bring to your attention. The wealthy use resourcefulness to create resources. Lenny, you have to use your resourcefulness. You don't have resources. So use your resourcefulness. Get in your thinking cap every night. Think to yourself, oh, me can get this done. Oh, me can get this done. How can I do this? That's what I do. When a problem faces me, I say, how can I get this done? And I literally close my eyes. I kid you not. I close my eyes and I go deep in. I say, how can I do this? And I'm thinking about it every day. Ask Tonya. Like a situation has presented itself to us this week. Went on a property and we're deciding what to do. Ask Tony every second of the day. Me I said,
while I was showering, when we were driving, when I was eating breakfast.
Yeah. I'm saying, all right, Tony. So this is how we can do it. So this is what we can do. This is the thing kind of. So this is what we can do. And I've come up with about 4 or 5 ways of doing it already. Right? Mm-hmm. No.
And none of those things were money.
None of them not include money. I'm not think about it yet. Hold on, guys. The truck is passing. None of it is about money. I'm not thinking about money. I am thinking what I need to do. That's the dream. Dreaming up what it is am I going to do with this place. You see, once me have that vision like clear in my mind, the money will flow. Resourcefulness. You know why the money will flow? Because I now have a clear vision. I know what I want and I can articulate it to any investor and them jump on it.
Then it says, hanging in there, you've motivated me to want to build. If you're a major undertaking, as I'm doing it alone.
Don't do it. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. Resourcefulness. And I don't see any reason why you can't get an income. Why you can't get a loan? You say your income too low. What about National Housing Trust, Lenny? What about National Housing Trust? And if it's a rental property, think about it. You can use other type of building material. It not have to be block and steel. Just think about it. Resourcefulness, right? You can also listen, man. The other day, I drive and I say, one me pass in our community, I say almost everybody have sand and gravel and sitting back up at the doorway. And I say, hold on there. I could have get a truck and just corona, buy all of them sand and gravel from them people, yeah. For smalls. Or just have to clear it from them gateway. Because them probably don't want it anyway. Them don't want to call no truck man to do it. So Lenny, resourcefulness. You could also you're jumping around with your friends. You have some friends maybe in construction. You say, want to give me a day now. You cook a big pot of curry goat or some chicken or rice or something. You gather them up. Resourcefulness.
Right. I saw where someone offered to collect old furniture from people's houses, and then he went and refurbished the furniture, and then sold them. So he actually got the furniture free because he willing to go and collect
it. Yeah. When we wanted to do a fun day, we went and collected bottle. You talk about your thing there. If you go around right now and collect all of them drinks bottle and sell them with your friend, you see how much money you get. You could have baby bill a house. We're talking about it's not use resourcefulness to create resources. That's what the wealthy do. Right? The rich try to use money to buy resources but lack resourcefulness. While the middle class have access to resources, but them lack resourcefulness.
But I saw a lady, now that you talk about the bottles, I saw her in the Mona section and she was walking around collecting, the recycle truck comes and collect the plastic bottle. She was collecting them from people's houses that are left outside. So I said, what are you doing with those? She said she's going to cash them in.
Yeah.
And she says that's her income every week.
Every week.
She tells all the homeowners that she's coming, they leave it out for her and she carries it.
And she carries down, pick it up. So Lenny, resourcefulness. We have to use our brains, right? Resourcefulness. Will you come out again?
Oh, Indigenous Jamaica says they say higher purchase, but it's really higher purchase. It is.
Higher purchase. Resourcefulness to get resources. Yes. Yes, over for Christ. Use your brain.
Then it says, I'm limited as I'm UK based. I don't have that many friends or family in Jamaica.
Lenny, that's another thing. Do not limit yourself. There is no physical boundary anymore. Think. There is no physical boundary anymore. Anybody disagree with me? With the advent of World Wide Web, all these things, there is nothing that limits us physically anymore. No, the minute you think that you are limited because of your physical location, you have defeated yourself. Somebody tell me the quote. If you think you're defeated, you're twice defeated. Oh, you go. Somebody famous said that. If you think, somebody tell me, if you think, it's something about if you think you're defeated, you're already defeated. Lenny, you're not limited as your UK base. You don't have that many friends or family in Jamaica. You said you don't have that many. You never say you don't have none. You say you don't have that many, but you never say you don't have none. You only need one, two at the most. Start there. Resourcefulness. Resourcefulness. Remember to, a lot of you want to do something, but you don't want to exchange. You don't want to give up something. Think about it. You might have to barter and exchange.
Yeah.
Right? You might have to exchange. So what can you exchange with a person in Jamaica to get them to do this for you and do what needs to be done? You have to think. I'm gone in a Jamaican language now. Because sometimes even when I'm talking to my grandson, I have to get into Jamaica to get him to understand what I want him to do. Right? So? Yeah. So if he's touching something, I say, walk away, Xander. Walk away. Nah, listen. I say, Xander, walk away. I'll never jump down into the Jamaica. So therefore, I'm saying, Lenny, you're not limited by physical boundaries. There's no such thing anymore.
And if you think you're limited, you are limited.
Yes. Right? Somebody asked me, what's the best way to ensure renters pay regularly and on time? Is property management the only answer? I guess it would be, yeah. You want property management service, that would be Victoria Mutual Property Management.
Or get good renters.
But sometimes I don't know till I'm in the place. Them come nice and dandy and then. So Indigenous says, I totally agree with you, Miss Davis. Yes, you have to get creative. Claudia says, on point, I agree. I want you to be resourceful. Stop talking about resources. You're born black, you're born in Jamaica, you're born poor. All right. Story done. Prime Minister say, argument done. We know that. We don't have no resources. We left them in Africa. Put it away there. We know that. So argument done. We're gonna make that stop for the next 2,000 whatever years. Are we going to allow that to happen to us? Because them take away from our resources in Africa with gold, with silver, with bronze, everything. And land we in Jamaica with zero.
I wouldn't say zero, but I get the point.
You get the point?
Yeah.
So you don't have the resources.
I think Jamaica has a lot of resources if we got resourceful.
If you get resourceful, you have to get resourceful. So that's what I want you to do. Stop waiting for them doctor for line up for somebody to come give you a loan. It's who write me the other day said they want to give me a loan. Was it NCB?
Yeah. NCB.
I looked at it and I said to myself, there was a day when none of them would have given me not even $1. There was a time What me would have feel what behind you now beg you. When me buy my first house, me have feel beg you to give me one loan. And when I saw the thing pop into my inbox, I was
Just
like,
vex you.
it just vexed me. I said things really changing up. Look on them people I know what tell me about, oh Miss Davis, you have a pre-approved loan. Just come and sign for it. Me not have to do nothing, nothing, nothing. And one time, they wouldn't even look for me. But
you got resourceful.
I got resourceful. Right? Somebody actually had to co-sign my loan. That man was Richard. Thank you, Richard. But I never stopped walk up and down. NHT turned me down. Jamaica, a big old Jamaica National now me love so much. Victoria Mutual turned me down. All of them turned me down. I eventually did get the loan from Victoria Mutual, but I had to get resourceful. So Richard co-signed the loan. But I never stopped, Lenny. I kept going because that's the goal. Now listen, if your goal is to build a place in Jamaica, put a time on it. You build a place that by June or by December, put a time on it. Set the goal. Then do what me tell you to do. Go back to my goal setting class that I did earlier this month. I mean, in January I did it. It's not February. Did it in January. Go back to it. Do the steps. Get resourceful. Put on your thinking cap. Remember, we talk about exchange. Exchange is no robbery. What can I exchange for this?
But I don't understand, Lenny. If the dollar is 200 to 1, then the pay can't be that low that he has to do it.
I mean, but you don't know much MPI. England.
Still can't be that low.
Can't be that low.
Still can't be that low at 200 to 1 conversion.
Lenny, could you bargain with a mason to say, if you build me 2-3 room, I give you one of the room for living after the next 5 years? Could you? Could you bargain with that to the family member? If you manage this for me and whatever, could you?
Or maybe Lenny needs to start with a different asset first.
Or maybe you start with a different asset first.
Asset that's easier to get into.
Like maybe an intellectual asset.
Based on the career that you already have.
Right. Because the aim is to get wealthy, Lenny. The aim is not to be poor, to be middle class, to be rich. Mm-hmm. The aim is to be wealthy. To be wealthy, you must use resourcefulness. You must get better at solving problems. You must always start and never give up. Your cup is always full. Your cup already full. So you have some people, your friends at Jamaica, right? Your vision must be strong. Know what you want.
And he could start with one studio and use his NHT benefit.
One NHT benefit. Have you signed up for the NHT benefit? We're talking about NHT for 5 years now. So the wealthy set them goals. I'll see me bring the team back here. Teamwork. So those of you who having a difficulty establishing these goals and all of that, you have to examine, am I not working with teams properly? Am I only giving lip service to teamwork? Now I work with my family. Usually the person we all work with are the person beside you, your husband or wife, or your children. Or is my faith weak? Am I afraid to jump off this wall?
See, Lenny just got some help here.
Lenny get help?
Lenny says, I agree, but with resourceful, being that my whole life, but this is a unique challenge as I'm not from the island, only descendant of. I'm stubborn, no, undetermined, so I'll get there. And then Nordia says, I can help you, Lenny. I'm trustworthy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Just by balling it out, Lenny.
Oh, here's the thing. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in a race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started.
Yes.
The Honorable Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Garvey said that one of our own said that, and I'm glad Lenny has brought this up.
And he says, I won't qualify for NHT as I'm wanting to start as soon as possible.
All right. But see, who just offered to help?
Nordia.
So Nordia, How you gonna exchange with Lenny now? NCB keep pre-approving me for loans, and I keep accepting the loans. It's called other people's money, or other people's money, or the bank money. Then use that loan to make more money, buy and sell. Yes,
Okay.
indigenous. That's what you do. But more you invest for wealth,
Yeah.
not buy and sell. Buy and sell a middle class, right? Or rich. So you have to think by use the money to do a product that move you forward in not you not working for the money. All right. So I want you guys to exchange emails, no addresses, so that you can link and see what can happen, Lenny. So Lenny sounds like he already bought the property. He just needs to move along the continue. So Norda, when you're helping Lenny, you can reach out to me. I'm not so sure how far I'm reaching, whatever he's trying to do.
But maybe they can brainstorm the idea together and what his
figure
best
it out.
moves are.
Right.
Because sometimes when you think about it yourself, you're limited. But if you just add one more person to the equation,
Equation,
you get
yes.
10 more ideas.
Yes, that's what I do, to be honest. I brainstorm with whole heap of brains, brighter than me. I'm usually not the brightest one there. Other people that are brighter than me. All right. So I want you to. Can I use the first time homeowners program in the US for a property there? I don't know. I'm not in the US. I don't know. You have to ask somebody like Chin Yi. What's her name again?
You mean Lisa?
Lisa Chin Yi. I think she's on today.
You mean use the first time program in the US to buy a property in Jamaica?
There. No. Is that what you're asking? Here in Jamaica? No. What we have is National Housing Trust. You'd have to use here.
Or first time owners program.
But the first time owners program in the US, you should buy a property in the US. Use the first time homeowners program to buy a property in the United States of America. That's what you do. All right.
Zana K said, Miss Davis, why some real estate listings say cash only?
Sometimes they have a breach and they don't want to encounter. Oh yes, Lisa Marie there.
Or they want a quick sale.
Hi Lisa. So Lisa is here. I know Lisa is an expert with, is it mortgages, refinancing? Lisa, tell us again. And put your email address. Those of you living in the States who want to do, Lisa. Lisa was in one of my book club groups. Lisa, what you do again? Refinancing? Those persons who end up with like them going to take out their houses, repossess, natural bay or in the US, right? The properties here are way overpriced at the moment. You can't say that natural bay. What you calling overpriced and people are buying them?
Overpriced for who?
Overpriced for who? You have to look in your jungle. Everybody, remember again on this channel we talk about you have to buy what you can afford until you can afford what you want. That's how it is.
Yeah, because I mean, on the same North Coast stretch, Richmond put out their house for 300,000 US. Then Camelot put out theirs for 18 million Jamaican. Right? It's the same North Coast. It's just who can afford 300,000 going to buy that, and who can afford 18 million is going to buy that.
Right. So natural bay, talk to Lisa. Lisa does mortgages. What you mean the states are really bad? Listen, you have to look in your jungle. So when Lisa says to you, natural bay, you can afford 100,000 US. Look for a property where 100,000 US.
She thinks the rates are really bad.
The rates?
What rates are better than they were?
You mean interest rates? The first loan I got, the same Victoria Major run me 18.75%. A good thing I never know about interest rates. Or I certainly would not have bought the property. Interest rates now are at 7, right?
And I think US have better interest rates.
Of course. 2% or 1%. That's nothing to cry about. Besides, the rates were low just before COVID.
Natural rate thinks she can't afford the US.
Talk to Lisa, see. Lisa does mortgages. Lisa, put your email. And modifications to avoid foreclosure. Right. Yeah. Anybody in that problem, talk to Lisa.
No, not the interest rates. Then what rates?
What rate you talking? You mean the house price?
Oh, my realtor told me there's no way. No way.
No way what?
I guess to buy a house.
You talk to the wrong person. If somebody tell you no, you still talk to them. I've learned through life, you see that trouble. You see, you tell me no, me not talk to you. Me gone. May I find somebody who tell me how to do it.
Yeah, maybe you have to do some pre-steps like fix your credit score. That's what they always talk about in the States before you purchase the house.
She just have to buy something she can afford.
Mm-hmm.
If you're there that long, how long are you there? If you're there that long, you're looking at a place, you have to buy what you can afford.
Or
and
maybe buy outside your zone.
Yeah, you have to buy outside your zone. Because when I bought first, I worked in Kingston, but I had to go to Spanish Town. I found that I couldn't buy anything in Kingston.
Nothing at all, eh?
Nothing at all. Not even a foul could I buy. So, Lisa, Natural Bay, you can email me.
Okay, good.
All right. So you give her the email? Oh, how can they do that without?
I think there's a way to contact people on YouTube.
There's a way? Oh.
Yeah. You just, let me see. And then you...
Oh, so you click on link. You click on their names.
Yeah, I think there's a way to contact them.
All right, you guys are supposed to know how to do it. Just contact each other. Surround yourself with folks that will support your vision. Yes, whoever cries. You have to surround yourself. So when somebody tell you no, walk with man. And don't say you can't afford US. If you can't afford US, if you're working in the US, you can't afford the US, go to another country. There's no way you can work in a country at a reasonable job and you cannot afford to buy a piece of real estate. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And if you can't afford to buy it on your own, maybe you need to merge with somebody. Join with somebody.
Right. Like I saw a news article the other day. 3 single working moms got together and purchased a triplex so that they each have a section that they're living in, but they're all pulling together to pay for the mortgage. Right. Because what happened, the neighborhood that they wanted to be in and the good school district, on their individual salaries, they could not afford it.
Right. Right. All right. So Lisa says she put in her email above. Okay. So email her Natural Bay. Lisa, the guru upon them mortgage somewhere. And the modifications to avoid foreclosure. You're the guru on that. So, in any system, any country in the world that you live, there's always a way to do it.
You just have to find a person that knows.
Yes, you have to talk to the people who know, and don't talk to people who tell you no. If you go to your mother and she says, you say something and she tell you no, I really want to do it, just walk with the farmer. Yeah. Go and go talk to your father, man. Make him say yes. But kids know that, so I don't understand. Children know that instinctively.
They do. I think when we get older, we've gotten so much resistance that we give up. But when you're a child, you don't give up. You still have that go get it attitude.
You still have that go get it.
I know, because like Xander, when you put up those barriers, he just goes around and he goes over and
that kid is something else and he's not leave it until him pull it. Him have to pull it because him don't want you block him out or anything.
Like the other day, you know, the sliding door that we have, you know how heavy that door is. Like I closed it because I wanted to control his movements while I was working. And he just got so angry. And in his anger, he just opened the door. Like that strength just came
from nowhere. The door to figure it out too. Yeah. So that's what we want from you. We want it so badly that you find a way, you find the energy to get it done. That's what we want from your Natural Bay. And that's what we want from you. What's the other person with the UK want to build something here? Lenny. That's what we want from you, Lenny. We want it so bad that, like Xander, you find the extra gear. You find it within you to push forward. Life is an obstacle course.
Lisa says because the interest is so low there, it's causing a buyer's market, and the houses are triple.
Where? That's where.
Pure trash in a racist neighborhood is all I can afford. But thank you, ladies.
Pure trash in a racist neighborhood. Your friend, we see that the trash in the racist neighborhood turn around.
Mm-hmm.
I have. There's a community called Waterford in Portmore. If anybody call me, them say, Minister Davis, I want to Portmore, don't want a Waterford. First thing them always I come with them, don't want a Waterford. I'm saying to myself, them ever know. Waterford have some of the best roads in Portmore. You're not jumping on a pothole in a Waterford, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Waterford houses appreciate in value, just like any other place. The first one I got to sell was 3.5, and I've sold 4.5, 5.5, 6 million. And they sell so fast. As you say, oh, selling a Waterford, boom, gone. One of your best investments is in that place called Waterford where everybody has no misdeed. Me don't want to go this up. No, no, no. Because of course I would them hearing of the media and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, I was in Waterford even up to yesterday looking showing a property. It is one of the things, you see. And even when I bought Spanish Town, behind me was the so-called ghetto, Winter's Pen. I chose from the map. I didn't actually go and look at the property. So, a lot of you coming and looking at properties now. Like I was at Jamaica yesterday and I had to reminisce and just remember.
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, when I first bought my Spanish Town house, I never even look at the place. People coming to look at me, criticizing. But, you said to yourself, some of the best investments is what you think is not a good investment.
Mm-hmm.
If I had bought every Waterford that I had sold, I would be rotten wealthy today.
I know because the Waterfords that were selling for 5 million just the other day. I mean, when you fix them up, it's
Just the other day.
9 million. You get it for them.
Just in a COVID,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, I sold a client a Waterford. It was originally listed for 5 million, and he ended up getting it for 7.2 million because so many persons wanted it. It was just beat it up.
Oh, Debbie says, must remember she will call me in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, Debbie. Birdie here. Hi, Birdie. Claudia and Tony, it's cold here in the UK. I'm glad to be on the live. You both are such an inspiration to many of us. Keep safe with good health. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's Birdie. I think Birdie was in my class too.
Oh, it's Birdie. Oh.
She says Birdie here.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. She was in one of our. So everybody we're thinking of doing about the book club. So when we announce it, join. The first book we go through is Just Man in Babylon. Some of you have read the book, but you're not fully understanding what that book is talking about. In joining the session, listening to other persons, you get a better understanding. Every time I go through one of these books, it comes back deeper to me, and I can actually do something now different that the book says that I may have glossed over the first time.
Right.
Right? Tony, you have any more questions?
No, that's it. You're at the end.
I'm at the end. Wow. What about the Truman? Where is it?
Yes.
So Tony's not going to show you. We have Truman Apartments selling 20 million for the middle floor, 21 million for the upper floor, 3 floors. There are only 9 in the complex. So we have under offer 6. We only have 3 left, guys. So if you want one of these, jump on it, right? It's a Truman Apartment in Richmond Park. Oh, Burrell says she's in UK as well watching. Thank you. I have a lot of persons from UK.
That means like what, 10 o'clock for them? 10, 11?
Tony's also going to be sending out, it's raining. Going to be sending out what's it called? You'll be sending out a fact form, to ask you which parish you want to buy, if you want land, if you want house. What is it exactly? that you want and your budget, meaning your ballpark figure. Let's see if it's going to. Do I press this? So which means on. So this is built already, actually, everybody. So it's built already. Truman Apartments. It's in Richmond Park on Truman Avenue. Those of you who are familiar with Truman, um, only have three left. Just three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, only have three left. Actually, I was there today, so sold one today. Um, so I only have three left. So there are 9 units in all. It is in Richmond Park. It actually looks just like what you see the picture.
It is.
Or except for the bench. You know, I put the benches up. It looks just like the picture actually. It does. This is so deja vu right now because I was there today. I've been there the whole week actually from last week. So those of you, your budget 20 million, 21 million, you want to live in the city. This is Richmond Park. So it's between, it says a quick zip to Halfway Tree to Crossroads, New Kingston. This one may be for you. Looks just like the video. Except right there is now a pantry, and this is a washroom. And you do have the back balcony just the same. This is on the 3rd floor for the balcony, right?
Right.
Right through the door.
Yeah, it looks the same.
So it's 2 bedrooms. Except there's a closet there now. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Oh.
Oh, that's the only thing that's different then.
The bathroom. Did you go through the water? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a door, I think, on that one.
On this side, yeah.
It's the only thing that's different.
Okay, so it's not, this is not a 2 bedroom, it's not a 2 bedroom.
Where the master closet is no bathroom, I think. But everything else is the same.
It's the same. All right, everybody. So that's the Truman Apartments. You're interested, you know, you want to give me a call. Okay, we're going to the roof. So it's 876-292-6776 or 370-8138. I don't think we have put in this pool jacuzzi. I think the homeowners will put this in if they want to.
Yeah, but the green turf is there.
The green turf is there. The provision is there. So the turf is there. This is saying that you could put a gym up there as well.
The water tanks are there.
The water tanks are there, and the storage unit on the upstairs to the left, under the water tanks, that's there. Beautiful apartment complex. So those of you you're interested in one of these, give me a call. Richmond Park, remember that's in St. Andrew, Kingston 10. Right, everybody. Thank you so much. Just join the live. Somebody just come on.
Dawn, I think that's doing.
I was never placed in an environment where I was ever made to feel.
Always a pleasure watching. All right. Thank you, everybody. So we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. And remember, buy assets, not liability.
And before you make a purchase, the first thing you must do is determine whether it's an asset or a liability. And if it is that you need to purchase this liability, do you have in excess of income that is assets that's going to cover this new liability?
Yeah, if you decide, because sometimes I buy liability. Sometimes I buy liability. Come and just like the also look. But it technically must not be you that is paying for this liability, right? All right, everybody. So I hope you got the difference between assets and liabilities. And this week, go and slay the assets and knock one of the liabilities off of your list. Stop giving your money when you get it. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.